Hello dear students, welcome you to transmission and distribution class. So from the first module we will see the insulator unit now, the chapter insulator. What are the insulators? Insulators are the material used to insulate the conductor. Means in overhead line conductor should be supported on the poles of the towers. So in such a way that the current should not pass from that support to ground. So to fix that conductor on the poles, these insulations are used in the supports. So these insulators provides necessary insulation between the line conductor and the supports. Thus it is prevent any leakage current from conductor to earth. So in general the insulator should have the following properties. What are the different properties should have one insulator? First, insulator should have a high mechanical strength in order to withstand the conductor load, wind load, etc. So the first requirement of the insulator material is it should have a high mechanical strength to withstand the mechanical forces, conductor load, wind load, anything. Second one, high electrical resistance of the insulator material in order to avoid leakage current to earth. So as we conductors, we should have more conductivity. At the same time, insulator should have less conductivity, means heavy resistivity should be there. So high relative permittivity of the insulator material in order to that dielectric strength is high. So we should have a high dielectric strength, so it should have a high relative permittivity. The insulator material should be non-porous and free from impurities and cracks, otherwise the permittivity are lowered. So it should be free from dust, impurities and non-porous. So because it should, if it is those impurities, porous elements are present, it is acts as a conductor only sometimes, or so there will be more chances of leakage current. So it should be non-porous and free from impurities and cracks. So otherwise the permittivity is lowered. High ratio of puncture strength to flashover. Puncture strength of flashover is whenever flashover takes place, insulators are become punctured. You might have heard for a few days power supply will not be there because some insulator got punctured, because of that no powers are there. Means due to high flashovers, chances of getting puncture in the insulators. So this should be this strength should be high. So you commonly used material of insulator porcelains. You might have seen porcelains like the you might have seen the cup and saucers of tea that is made up of porcelains. Now the same material is used as insulators. So types of the insulators. So we will see here different types. So first type is pin type insulator. You can see this figure. This is a pin type insulators commonly used. It is having a groove for the conductors to fix there, and then galvanized steel pin will be there. So how this will be? So this is the, and as the name suggests, the pin type insulators are secured on the cross arm of the pole with the pin. There is a groove. See, you can see in this figure, groove means that is the place for housing the conductor, and the conductor passes through the groove, and it is bounded by the annealed wire for the same material. So pin type insulators are used for transmission and distribution of electric power at voltages up to 33 kV. Beyond operating voltage 33 kV, the pin type insulators are become bulky and uneconomical. So this you can see here how to placing on the groove. We are fixing the conductor, and with the wire it is tied there. Okay, so the causes of insulation failure are: insulators are required to withstand the both mechanical and electrical stresses. The latter type is primarily due to the line voltage and may cause the breakdown of the insulator. The electric breakdown of the insulator can occur either by flashover or puncture. In flashover, an arc occurs between the line conductor and the insulator pin, and the discharge jumps across the air gaps are following the shorter distance. So here you can see the figure shows the distances, how conductors are where and the cross arm is where. So A, B, C is the different distance of the insulators. So in this case, flashover of the insulator will continue to act in its proper capacity unless extreme heat produced by the arc destroy the insulator. In case of puncture, the safety factor of insulator is given puncture strength by flashover voltage. If flashover voltage is more, then that puncture strength will become less. So this is what the pin type insulator figure you can see. You might have seen this one, and you have seen this insulator. We kept it in our lab also. Okay, whenever college reopens, you can come and see these insulators. Second one is suspension type insulators. Suspension type insulators are used because we know that cost of the pin type insulators are increases rapidly with the working voltage is increased. If more than 33 kV, it is difficult to go for a bigger size pin type insulators. It is costly as well as bulky in the. So we are going to use the suspension type. The figure you can see suspension type insulators. It is called as disc type insulators. See, different discs are there. Okay. So what is this disc type insulators? Each disc is having 11 kV in its rating. If you want heavy voltage rating, the combination of many discs are used. So advantages of this suspension type insulators are given by suspension type insulators are cheaper than pin type insulator, and which is costly for 33 kV and beyond. The pin type are costly for more than 33 kV. So this suspension type is easy. Each unit or disc is of 11 kV. And depending upon the working voltage, we can increase the number, or if it is not required, we can decrease the number. If any one disc is damaged, you can see here combination is 3 unit discs are here for used for 33 kV. Assume the only one unit is insulator is punctured, we can replace one disc only. We need not to go for total unit. So this is what the, if any one disc is damaged, whole string does not become useless. The suspension arrangement provides greater flexibility of the line. The connection at the cross arm is such that insulator string is free to swing in any direction. We can swing it in any direction for this string. In case of increased demand on the transmission line, if we want to go for higher voltage, we can add more number of discs so that we can increase the strength of the insulator. And suspension type insulators are generally used with steel towers, and as the conductor run below the earth cross arm of the tower, therefore arrangement provides partial protection from the lightning. So one of the important thing here is in pin type, conductors are placed on the top of the insulator. In disc type, the conductors are placed below the insulator. So it is provides a partial support or protection from the lightning to the conductor. Next is strain insulator. Strain insulators are usually used at the dead end of the line, where one line is going to terminate, or when we need to give a support to the conductor, then this kind of strain insulators are used. You can see in this figure 8.8, strain insulator means conductors are ends at that particular point. If a dead end of the road, to terminate the connection, we are going to use this strain types of insulator. Next is shackle types of insulators. Shackle types of insulation is nothing but it is like a pulley. Means whenever bend is to be taken, whenever we need to take a deviations, we cannot straighten directly bend the wires. There is a possibility of conductors may get damaged. So overcome this one, this kind of shackle insulators are used, where shackle insulators are act as a pulley, where how much degree bend we want. Say if it is a cross road is there, or a suddenly 90-degree turning is to be taken for the conductors. So that time we can use for this type of insulator. So this is one of the typical insulator used only when requirement is there. So and they can directly fix it to the pole with the bolt or to the cross arm. Okay, so these are the different types of insulators. So once again I will repeat the insulators. The first one is of pin type insulators, second one is suspension type insulators, that or it is called as disc type insulators, third one is strain insulators, and the fourth one is the shackle insulators. The main thing here is advantages of the suspension type insulators or disc type insulators over the pin type is very important part in this unit. So once again, many times it is asked in the examinations. Once again you go through this advantages and the insulators. In the next class, we will see how potential distribution over a suspension of insulated string and calculate the string efficiency and few problems. Thank you.